Hello, and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous, ASMR edition. My name is Kevin, and I'm a puzzle addict, and it is 4:40 a.m. I'm kind of doing an experiment that Gina has not agreed to, but she is asleep. I am awake. I've been sick this week, and I thought I was getting better. I am getting better. All of the bad symptoms are better, but I've had just like a really scratchy throat and was just like coughing a lot during the night, just not sleeping well. So I often have like, it's not insomnia because it's not continuous, but just like bouts when I can't sleep. And I've just sort of learned over time that sorry, the audio on this is gonna be terrible because I am sick. But I've just kind of learned over time that like if you can't sleep, it doesn't work to fight it. You just gotta embrace it. And you know, this is a work from home day for me, so it's 4:45 right now. I can crank out this video in an hour. It'll be 6 o'clock at that point, and Gina will be like up and leaving for work, and it's like I can go back to sleep from 6 to 8:50, set an alarm, brush my teeth, wash my face, clock in. So, especially on these days where I don't have to go to the office, it's like I can just, shift my sleeping to later. So hopefully the ASMR isn't weird. It shouldn't be. I don't know why people all make it out to be a sexual thing. I don't listen to ASMR, but I feel like that's a dumb joke. It doesn't have to be sexual. This isn't sexual. As I make eye contact with the camera. So yeah, what's going on in my life? Being sick. I feel like my audio was always fucked. Last time was fucked because it was the day after a soccer game. Now it's because I'm sick. This channel's just never going to sound good again. Being sick, and then the World Cup continues to be the thing. That's just, I spend a lot of time watching soccer these days. It's getting to the end of the group stage, so there's no longer going to be 4 games a day. It's going to be like 2 games a day. A lot more manageable. But it's just been so good. I'm not going to get deep into sports stuff on this channel that is mainly for nerds who don't care about sports, but I thought the format of this tournament was stupid. They expanded it to be more teams. So there's 48 teams now. And then 32 teams advance. So they go through this whole first stage of everyone plays each other for elimination. And then they're only eliminating 16 out of 48 teams. So in every group of 4, the top 2 advance. And then out of the 12 groups for third place, 8 of the 12 third place teams advance. It, on its face, sounds so stupid, and I was opposed to it. But this group stage has been so wildly entertaining, and my buddy Josh gave a theory. I have to clarify this. I have an abundance of Joshes in my life. So like usually on this channel, 95 times out of 100 when I'm mentioning Josh, it is my coworker Josh who watches this channel and enjoys puzzles and other nerdy things. But in this case, I'm talking about my soccer friend Josh, who is a gentle giant and a wealth of knowledge on soccer. And his theory that was like, because the format is stupid, that's what's made the games better. Because typically when more teams are being eliminated, teams play safer because they're really like working to avoid a loss more than they're trying to get a win. And now because so many teams qualify, teams are willing to take risks. So I actually agree with that. And the other thing that's been shitty about this World Cup is FIFA has, they always do, as a rule, hydration breaks after a certain temperature, because there's no breaks in soccer, but on really hot days they'll add one break per half so players can get water. But for this tournament, they've mandated hydration breaks for every half, which we don't think about this, but like the US is actually like hotter than a lot of places in the world. Our summers fucking suck. But the fact that they're doing it every game, no matter what the temperature is so American broadcasters can add commercials, which sucks, because a great thing about soccer is that it doesn't have commercials except for at halftime. But unfortunately, I think that's also contributed to the games being better, because like typically in soccer, the coach can't do anything besides halftime. He has a little box he can stand in, and he just shouts stuff at the field. So basically, even though it sucks they added them for commercial purposes, I think the fact that they've added essentially a timeout each half where teams can regroup and change their strategy has actually raised the quality of the game. So I think I was saying similar stuff last week. Sorry if I've completely repeated a rant from before, but it's like the heartbreaking, the worst person you know made a good point on an article. Like, all of the stuff that FIFA has done to make more money has actually made the tournament better, and I'm so pissed about it, but also no, I'm not, because I like seeing good soccer. All right, now that that rant's over, 15 seconds into the video.
I'm kind of doing an experiment that Gina has not agreed to.
Interesting. See, he's looking at it too. Put it on the board. 1 minute and 17 seconds into the video.
Gina won't be like up and leaving for work.
Put it on the board. It's funny that I now edit my entire videos, watch the whole thing back, and listen to everything I say, and I feel like I'm even less confident now than I ever have been before in like what I did or didn't say last week. That's ADHD. It's so hard to know what things I said out loud and what things repeated on an infinite loop. All right, let's get puzzling. So as always, I'm going to start with the Thinky Dailies, and then I'll put a little timestamp here for if you want to skip ahead to the crossword. But actually, the Thinky Dailies don't drop until 7 a.m., so I'm going to continue into the crossword, and I'm going to record the Thinky Dailies later and insert it in here, which is more information than you require. Doing the aforementioned Thinky Dailies. Standing desk mode, we'll see. That affects my ability to do puzzles. Season 3, puzzle 25. Today's puzzle. The mentor has already gone to the caves, leaving our pal a list of tasks for the lodge. The first task will be deciphering the mentor's scribbles. Oh no. I don't think I could do a visual puzzle on stream. These ones take me so long, and this one's 3 stars. This sucks because I made a theme song and everything. Yeah, because this is so... I love these. Because it's really... It's a different way of thinking. It feels like more of a riddle than a puzzle often. But I feel like it's one that you have to puzzle with and like step away from and come back to. So I don't think I can do this one. I mean, I can see some interesting things here. Like we're forming letters. We got a J, we got an F, we got an R. But yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this. Rubber ducking it on screen. Maybe there's 2 that I haven't solved yet, and maybe I can rubber duck the heck out of those. This one has been vexing me. Also 3 puzzle pieces, and honestly, I doubt I'll be able to get this on screen either because I've just been doing it over and over. What about... There's the one that I showed before, the other puzzle one that I just didn't solve, but I gave an example of why I can't solve the puzzle ones on stream. Let's see if we can get this. So I'm going to bring up a note app. I thought I did. Where are you at? Text edit. Okay, cool. New document. Yeah, maybe I can do these windows side by side. This is going to be a pain to edit, I think. So, I'm just going to take notes here because it'll help. So the first one, the spiky boy, let's call that the mountain. That is this fork guy, which we have here, which I think is going to be D. The next one, it feels like a little like hook that can catch in there, which is, I'm actually going to do notes also. Mountain fork. Just so I'm not redoing my math later. Yeah, this looks like this guy down here hooks into this because you got the little bit there and the claw there. So that is going to be the spiral, which I'm seeing up here is N. So we're going to have N, and we'll call that hook spiral. Then this third one is this smooth curve. We could call it a valley, which would go to this squiggle, assuming that we know that there aren't any other boards. I mean, it seems logical based on the boards that we see here, but I don't know. There could be one missing just looking at them. Yeah, actually, even looking at these, do they all fit? So, yeah, the smooth guy there is probably this squiggle. And then the fourth one, the spikies here, is probably this guy. And then this little, call it a star, is this guy. And then what's left? This. Okay, yeah, they do all line up. So, unless it's real tricky, we're going to have that mystery letter there, and we're going to call that valley and squiggle. And the reason I put a mystery letter there, a question mark, is because it seems pretty logical to me that this is the squiggle. Maybe the squiggle could also fit over here, but we can't see the letter there. I have some ideas on it, but I'm going to keep going. Continuing on, I think this spike fits the one on the right. Yeah, we'll call it a spike. So that is the mushroom guy, which is going to be F. So we're going to call that spike and mushroom. Next one is the little star. I just might have to expand this a bit. This is going to make for great editing. Why not just expand it even more now before I get into more trouble? Yeah, so the star little guy there is going to be this mound, which again is a question mark, but we'll say star, mound. And then the last little spiky is this, which is, it's like an N. We got to think about how it'll be rotated. It looks like this letter N up here. It looks like the exact same one. But is there some shape in here that looks like the N? Like, no, really. Because these are like, those are all pretty obvious. That could be the squiggle. I don't see the N here. Like, maybe this if it's turned sideways, and like the Z, these all have a uniform width, so the N doesn't fit there. So that feels like that's giving this N here, and then the letter we're supposed to get from it is the squiggle, which is weird. So we'll call that just, it's the one that goes to the door handle. I don't know what the shape is. And It's a letter N when you rotate it. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, because I'm committed to solving this in this video, is if I don't get it, I'm gonna look at hints. But yeah, the ideas I kind of have is I think it's gonna be in order, which is why I wrote it in order here. There's no vowels, but I'm thinking that we just fill in the vowels, which is just very strange because it does have the 6. Usually you have to figure out how many letters you're inputting, and then you have to figure out what they are. So I feel like 6 boards here, it should be 6. It shouldn't be like, it feels weird to add vowels. So I'm probably going to end up regretting this. But my first thought is like figure out all the consonants, get the vowels in between. We might end up back solving it, as they call it, where you kind of get close and then figure out the words, because it's always going to be common words, and then reverse solve it from there. But yeah, let's try that strategy and see where it goes. So starting with our valley squiggle, which is down here, we don't know what letter it is, but we know from looking at everything else that there are no vowels. And this is an L, and this is an N. So we need a vowel that is in between L and N, which there is only one of, I think, which is M. Why is it? I talk about the Greek alphabet, the Arabic alphabet, I believe that's the term for it. We use Arabic numerals. That might be not. It might just be the English alphabet. I don't know what our letters are called, but it's like, I always have to recite it just to get it. But yeah, JKLMNOP. Yeah, I'm committed to that. Okay, our star mound is something between H and L. So it's either J or K. And then, yeah, if this is the squiggle, maybe that is a vowel. The only other thing I could see, like that's not it. Because think of this rotated 90 degrees. It'd be up, down, up. And it's not this. Like, it's none of those. So I feel like that one is indicating a letter here. So I just don't know what that would be. The other thing I'm seeing here is there is a door back behind there, but I don't know what we would get from that. The knocker is like an O, which could also work with the spiral. I feel like that is a big time stretch. But yeah, so let's say or that. Denim. Denim. Peugeot. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to get anything from this. Piecing that together into words. So I'm just going to go to the hints. I think this still might be interesting to someone who's never seen this before. So the first few are just going to be kind of reviewing the rules. We're looking for a hidden word, but it looks like we are missing some information here. Thanks. The broken planks of wood on the floor should probably be put in their original place. What can we use to order them? We already got that. We used the way in which they're broken to put them in order. So I feel very confident in this order. Mountain, hook, valley, spike, star. Or yes, the order of the symbols is fork, spiral, squiggle, mushroom, mound, the letter N. But I don't know what to do with that. The wall shows symbols and letters. It might be showing us a way to translate symbols into letters. Yeah, I got that too. So what's the part I'm missing? Each symbol stands right next to a letter, but the alphabet seems to skip some letters. Can you see a pattern there? Yeah, it's skipping all the vowels. Where do I get the vowels, my guy? You know what? It's not just skipping vowels. Because where is C? All right, we might have to write out all the letters that are being skipped. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We got H. See, this is tricky because we can't really see what's behind there. Honestly, it doesn't look like an I or a J or a K. So something in the IJK space is there, and the other two are being skipped. If that's an I, that's an italicized ass I. So I know something's up with that, but I don't know what to do with that. So then continuing on, we got L. M is not skipped, because we know there's a letter down there. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, and Y. So these are all the letters that are being skipped. We got ace. Yeah, I'm going to keep cranking through this because I don't want this video to be an hour and a half. On the left wall, letters stand on the right side of the symbol in their row. However, we see the opposite pattern on the right wall. I thought that was just for aesthetic. But okay, yeah, so let's add more info here. So D, that's the L. N hook spiral is on the R. M valley squiggle, that's a L. F spike mushroom, that's a L. Our JK star mound, also an L. And then this is the R, which is also the one that was very confusing there. So, I mean, the ones on the right could be no, N-O. But I mean, I feel like the O is a stretch to get. And I do feel like they should still be in the order they're in. I gotta get the last hint. Or there's two more. Understanding the pattern will help you translate the symbols in the planks. Thanks. Only 5 of the 6 planks have symbols on them. That's right, because one of them is an N. Is this just N? What do they mean the patterns? See, this is why I can't do the picture ones. Even going through all the rules, I still need to like step away and think about it. So I'm glad I did this. I think I'm going to keep this in the video because maybe people who haven't done these and, you know, and maybe thought they weren't interested in the Thinky Dailies grid ones were, maybe you've been enticed by this and now you need to know the answer. Maybe put it in the comments if you have ideas, but yeah, I'm going to leave this unsolved.
I'm committed to solving this in this video.
And this is an L.
But I'm going to play the theme song as if we had solved it. Hit the track.
Thinky Dailies.
Listen, they can't all be winners. I got to figure out a jingle. I know that one was hilarious garbage, but I think I'm just going to mess with it until I find one. That was just messing around in GarageBand. But, I mean, any musicians in my audience that want to do a jingle, feel free. But I am having fun. And we're back. So. Hope you had a great time watching me solve that Thinky Daily. Let's start on this Thursday Puzzle Club by Taran Krishnamurthy, which is a very cool name. Ooh, we have got a visual type puzzle. We got some gray letters And we got some lines seeming to indicate breaks in here. This looks like how Puzzmo does puzzles in default mode, which I've turned this setting off. Because I'm a hardcore gamer. But where even is this? Okay, let's do, yeah, Puzzmo default. So they'll do this where if there is a word that is split up, they'll put the bar in there. It's like, this is subject of some Sesame Street lessons, ABCs. Honestly, that one is harder for me with the bars. I think I would have got that immediately without it. And to conceptualize that as being 3 different words, A and then B and then C's, is tricky. And I'm sure for the editors of Puzzmo, it's tricky to determine which one. But yeah, this is simpler. Reach out to is a 2-word phrase, So Puzzmo looks like that all the time. Also, the other day, I saw Joe Dini in a Puzzmo. I definitely said that in a previous video. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. I've been sick. I have an excuse. Okay. They may result in people wrongly being sent to jail. I don't know. And that's okay, because Thursday themes are tricky, and that's why I like them. I was thinking the other day that Thursday is really becoming like my favorite day of the week. I've really enjoyed getting into a consistent schedule with these videos, and I think I already said this last week, but editing them has made it, like, editing the whole video has just made it so much more fun for me. And I do Thursdays because I really like the Thursday themes. So yeah, Thursday, top tier day. Bonnie Young Girl. So it's gonna be something lass. I always mix up lad and lass. I always want like lass to also be boy. Do I put lass here? See, I feel very confident in lass. Because like Bonnie is like, that's only used either in the phrase Bonnie Lass or Bonnie Light Horseman, which is an old folk song that I only know because a modern group covered it and then named their band after it. Great song. Look it up. Bonnie Light Horseman by Bonnie Light Horseman. So it has to be Lass. So I'm tempted to just put in Lass here. But I don't have the confidence to do that, especially because I have no idea what's going to go on that other part. Exercise experts. Gym bros. See, yeah, here it's like, I feel like gym is very clearly that first word. I'm just moving out of the way to see the grays. There's like this one. I don't know. It makes sense for last to be the first word there, and I just have no idea what the second one would be. Yes, this is probably going to be gym. And I'm not quite sure what else. And yeah, the grays are always around the wall, but they're not consistent. A lot of them are 2s. Some of them are 3s and 4s. This is such expert analysis of this crossword. Advocate of women's equality. I want this to be just a person, like a proper noun, like the name of a historical figure. Can't explain why. Let's pick up the pace. I want it to be move. Something else. Okay. Some online courses. Could it be a pun? Could it be something with food? Like DoorDash? Okay. So this is our revealer. with 65 across, so it's one of the split ones. Market no-no, or a hint to entering the answers to the starred clues. Gosh, I wish I knew money. I'll have to learn that right after I learn Jungian and Freudian psychology, right after I learn the Greek alphabet. Though you would think, being almost 40 and about to get married, maybe I should learn money first. Things not to do in the market. Don't sell. Don't panic. Sell. I don't know. But I think we should solve around this one. So, 1492 Caravel. I only know that that's a boat from Civ 6. And of course, everyone knows 1492. Chris Columbus. So, yeah, it's going to be the Nina, isn't it? Cool. Grandson of Eve. So, Eve had Cain and Abel. Abel, R.I.P. in peace. Then we just had Cain, but he got exiled. So then there was more kids. I wanted to be Seth. It's either Seth or Esau. It's probably Esau because 58 across is not going to work well at NS. And actually, I peeked it at the Matrix character. That's going to be Neo. So yeah, that's going to be Esau. I feel like he's kind of crosswordy. People don't learn the Bible these days. They only learn crosswords. I kind of wish that I hadn't got that, because then, like, when I initiated the soft protocol, I could just pull, like, one of the Bibles off of this bookshelf behind me and just turn to Genesis. Consequence of compliments. Love that clue. Don't know what it is. It's going to be something like blushing, but I don't know. Words sealed with a kiss. Big hug, big kiss, little kiss, big kiss,
Kiss, kiss.
little kiss.
Hug, hug. Big kiss. Little hug. Kiss, kiss. Little kiss.
Big kiss. Old royal house. I want to say manor, but I don't feel confident enough to put it in. Lilac, as an example. It could be shade. It could be scent. I just don't feel confident enough. Get a load of these oars. Is that right? I always feel unconfident on the exclamation point clues and how they work. But I do feel confident on oars as some crosswordese. Market no. I swear. Well, we can definitely put in Neo. Simply taboo. I don't know. Categorizes. Audits? No. Dang, I thought this would get us more than it has. NCAA basketball powerhouse, informally. Well, you got your Dukes. You got your, I think it's UConn, University of Connecticut. I feel like there was one time, I always do the bracket at work, the March Madness bracket, just for funsies. And I put minimal effort into it. I just kind of do it based off of vibes. And I feel like many years ago, like 2013, I did a bracket with my girlfriend at the time and my brother and his girlfriend at the time, now wife. My girlfriend at the time is now ex. I don't know why I said it like that. It was definitely my fault that we broke up. But that year, I feel like that was the only year I really actually paid attention and put thought into it. And UConn won that year. So I have it in my brain that like UConn is like the best basketball team. But I had always kind of thought that like that was just my bias based on that event and they weren't actually a powerhouse. So maybe I shouldn't feel so confident in that answer. But I feel like that could give us scent for lilac, which I was already kind of thinking. That is one of my favorite scents. I feel like I can't identify many flowers by smell, but lilac, all day.
All day.
All day, bro.
All day, son.
Old Royal House, is this a Tudor then? Yeah. So it's not referring to the house. It's referring to like the royal house, which that's like, I think the British royal family is still the Tudors. Like King Charles is a Tudor, I believe. Are these wrong? I feel like this should be sorts. Is it assorts? ASSORT? Yeah, because the taboo is not done. Okay, so pulling out the Bible for the Saul Protocol is not out of the question yet. Oh, now I'm embarrassed that I don't know this one, because this guy is like... This is like also crosswordies. There's like two different Bible boys that are crosswordies. And are they a father and son duo? I might actually look this up. Okay, so I have 63 and 65. Now this is insider trading. Which then kind of makes sense. There's going to be something going on here with like the inside of the word. Oh, I hope it's not swapping the letters, but it's totally going to be. Damn it. These are so hard to conceptualize. So this doesn't count as a Saul Protocol because I'm 100% confident that this guy is Enos. So it's safe for me to pull down the Bible off the shelf, put down the Bible, and go out for a night for the shit.
Put the Bible down and go out for a night for the shit.
I don't think it's on the bottom shelf. I think I have to stand up. Listen, it was like 5 a.m. No, I wasn't wearing pants. I wasn't going to go wake up Gina. Just like, don't look over there. Look over here. Look at me. What's he doing? What's this guy doing? Look over here. Hey. Genesis. Chapter... We're going to have to go back. Like chapter 2. Okay, yeah, we got... Here's Cain. Okay, Cain did live, but I thought he's not part of the story. He's like, he got kicked out. Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, Adam and Eve did have another kid, which was Seth, which was one I was thinking of. And then Seth had, in this translation, it says Enosh with an H at the end. So that's our boy, but it's spelled differently. And then, yeah, Enosh is not related to Esau. Enos's kid was Kenan. So, yeah, Esau must come later. All right, was that a fun aside for everyone? Okay, so we got the theme. I feel very confident that it's insider trading. So now let's see what we can figure out with that. Well, I did feel like this was Lass. Let's see if we can confirm that. I mean, this is an L. Get an eyeful could be ogle. So I feel good about that. But then here's what I worry. Is the insider trading, is it trading those inside letters? Are the two letters from Lass going to go here? And then, like, I just didn't even know what that second word was going to be. Or like this. I thought this was going to be Jim, but then, like, how does that work here? We can't just put YM there because it's 4 letters. So, yeah, I think my theory is wrong about swapping the letters like that. So let's just try putting Lass in there. I still feel like I need to do some downs to confirm it. Some McFlurry ingredients. It's going to be some sort of candy. Don't know. Knocked back a few. That's like drinking beers. But I don't know the word for that. So this is going to be a problem. Bad start could maybe be miss, M-I-S. Because that's like associated with like hating. Or dis also, D-I-S. I don't know. Analyze excessively. Don't know. Slicer's place. What does that even mean, bro? ExxonMobil brand. Is this Esso? I know Esso is a Canadian gas station, but is that like a branch of ExxonMobil? Don't know. Oh no. Ogle's wrong. That might be fine. Because this is God mode. See, I guess I didn't have to take last out, but yeah. Gamer state of invincibility enabled by cheat code is God mode. So I want to say this is SO. I know I'm not super confident in that answer just because I don't know gas stuff, but it's like it was the first thing I guessed before I had any letters. So be bold. Slicer's place has got to be a deli. Overthink is probably analyze excessively. So then bad start, maybe that is miss. But then yeah, knocked back a few is probably drank. Okay, Oreos makes more sense for McFlurry ingredients because like that's the first thing you think of. And Juniper wants attention. It's too early, girl. Yeah, Oreos is the first thing I thought of for McFlurry, and I questioned myself because alas. But also it's crossword E's, and they got to come up with new ways to clue Oreos. Okay, so getting eyeful is probably gawk. So now, for Bonnie Young Girl, we have weasels. So, okay. So yeah, it is trading the letters. But unfortunately, it's the opposite of the way that I want it to be. I want it to be that you write a normal ass answer and then you swap the letters. But it's like you take what would make sense and then you swap it and then it creates a new word. So like if we swap these, this was EL and that's AS. So if we wrote it the way it's supposed to be, it would be we lass, which is funny. And then you trade the insiders and you get the other answer, which is weasels. This is, first off, this guy just figured out the theme.
This guy just figured out the theme.
Yeah. I'll have to make sure to adjust the audio because like I know that's going to be extra loud compared to me on ASMR mode. But this is my least favorite type of theme. No offense to you, Taran, Krishnamurthy. Like this is an awesome idea. It's just, it's so hard to conceptualize and come up with the answers. I hate doing them, but they actually totally rock. So yeah, I want it to be Jim something. And then like the original phrase is going to be Jim something. Would it even just be Jim Bros? And then when you swap, it's going to create a new phrase. But I don't know how that's going to work for this one where there's 2 on one side and 4 on the other. I don't think it could be Jim Bros, but if it were, would that it were, yeah, like, would you... Would you move, like, YM to here, and then, like, BR... Jamber, like... Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be bros anyways, but yeah, like G, Y, M. Maybe I can't say I figured out the theme until I figure out these uneven ones, but whatever. Let's start or keep with the easier ones. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know what your main answer for this would be. So, what is the Falcons group? I want it to be the NFL. But is there also a college team? Is it NCAA? We'll see. Point of writing. Is it tip? Just like the tip of a pen? I don't know. Sharansky, who wrote the memoir Fear No Evil, don't know it. We are going to have no progress on this. Oh, I know this one. Country rocker Steve with the album Exit Zero. I don't actually know for sure that's... Like, it's got to be Steve Earle, right? I don't know all his album names, but it's just got to be. There's this group I really like called Rat Boys. They're kind of like country rock, and they're based out of Chicago. And they've been small enough that they play in Madison pretty frequently. Or so I've heard. I saw them at a festival recently, and then like a guy from the Isthmus was like, this is their third time playing in Madison this year. And I was like, oh, that's so great. And then, of course, as I went to look it up, it's like now all their tour dates are like around the world. Like, they have played in Madison, but now they're big. They're not going to play in Madison anymore. And no judgment to them for that. Like, you're successful, go for it. But they are doing a show in Chicago that is a tribute to John Prine. And it's Rat Boys and Steve Earle and John C. Reilly, the comedian who is also a great actor and also a musician, and Margot Price. And it's just like, this concert was like designed for me. And it's 2 days before the wedding, so I can't do it. Distinctive doctrine, I think, is going to be ism. Yeah, because a bit of improv could be a skit, so that works. Is this just... It's feminist, but then switched. So F-E-M-I-N, so this would be F-I-N. Fine mist is a phrase. That sounds like a setting on my garden hose. So that's how it is, I think, is IC. Organizer of an after-school event is always either PTO or PTA, but we already have NEO. 58 across, so 42 across has got to be NEA. Yeah, because then 30 across, wish for romantic pairing between in modern lingo. I ship it. And this is also a school organization, NEA, National Educators Association? Probably. Medical amount. Medicinal amount. I don't think that makes a key difference. I mean, I want it to be like a dose. I feel like that's like in like cc's, but it's not plural here. Yeah, I don't know. You might go on tiptoe in this. I don't know. Looked at this one before. Don't know if having more letters helps. Organization that hires cryptanalysts. Is this the CIA? Or is it... I think it's the NSA. I think it's the NSA. I put 100,000 pictures of my ass
on the internet, so the NSA could spy on it and try to keep an eye on it.
I realized I didn't look back at 43 as I'm trying to get letters here. So let's pick up the pace. It's like, come on, move. Well, now I already know we have N, so there'd be like an N here. Step on it. So it'd be step on it. Stone pit. I think that works. It's kind of a weird one. I'm more willing to accept fine mist than stone pit, which I don't know. Maybe it's not real. Well, congressional divide would be aisle. Ooh, and that's giving us letters for 23. And like purchases made while playing freemium games would be in-app. Okay, so yeah, stone pit. Bit of a stretch, but again, I couldn't make this puzzle. Who am I to judge? Oh, look at the clue before you do it. Okay, some online courses. Webinars. So then this is that. So wine bars. Nice. So yeah, we got that down. I just don't know what's going to happen with these, but I guess let's just find out. Is this gain? Sweet gains. Goes. I don't know. One end of a playground telephone. I mean, it's just like there's two things. There's like a tin can. That's what it is. It's tin can. I was thinking it's either like the physical one, which I don't associate with playgrounds. I associate with like sleepovers. And then I was thinking like the game of telephone. Or Chinese whispers if you're British. Bye 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 boy band is in sync. I don't want to like make wild aspersions about the British making everything about nationalities when America is very racist, but yeah, telephone they call Chinese whispers, and the wave at sporting events, you know, like, ooh, the wave, they call the Mexican wave. It's just weird little cheeky little names. Anyways, Gina is awake, so I'm probably gonna stop recording this and then be back talking a lot louder. And we're back. I will try my damnedest to remember to adjust the audio. Okay, so I was hitting up Klondike territory here. I know that's Yukon. I feel like the Falcons group is going to be the United States Air Force. Yeah, I still feel like this should be gains. I think we just got to keep working around it. Goes. Yeah, let's just work the downs for this whole section and see if that gets us the themes. Up for 5. Don't know. Frontline hero during the 2020 pandemic. That would be nurse. We're live. Studio sign. On air. I'm going to keep going. I don't want to look back at 23 and try to solve it based on this. I need more letters. Spanish pronoun. Gosh, that would be so many. And I don't know if I want to commit to any Spanish after my debacle last time. I just realized I forgot to turn off the dehumidifier before I started recording. The science kid in children's television. It's not the science guy, which would be Nye. What button did I push? What was the crossword stumper? Words to know. Oh, is this like a series where they teach you words that are useful in crosswords? I refuse. I will only learn them the natural way, which is being stumped and then looking it up. I refuse to like research new words to get better at games. Yeah, it's not nice. I don't know what it is. Some terminals. Terminals? Terminals. I think it's anodes. I don't understand electricity, but I know enough to know that's a thing. Listens to As a radio station is tunes in. I love that intersects with on air. Okay, now let's look and see if we can figure anything else with this. Well, I guess just I was probably too committed to Jim is the problem. I still don't know it, but it should have been obvious to me that, like, the first word of this phrase, the original phrase before it's tweaked, is going to be a 5-letter word. And then the second one is going to be a 3-letter word. Maybe that's not even true. Because now I'm thinking it's trainers swapped to terrains. So it's actually a single word. But yeah, it's stupid that I was so caught up on Jim. I should have realized, like, pretty quickly because of the swapping that wasn't going to be what it is. So it would be the same thing here. It almost... Was the thing that I was saying before inherently untrue? Like this... In this case, if what I was saying was correct, it's going to be a 3-letter word followed by a 4-letter word, or really another 3-letter word that is plural. Is that just not possible? I think it's possible. Yeah, because you could swap it, and then you'd get a 4-letter word and a 3-letter word. But it's probably more likely that, like trainers and terrains, it's actually one long word. They may result in people wrongly being sent to jail. False testimonies. Perjuries. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, when this theme came up, these types of themes are tricky for me. I have great respect for them, and it's cool when you figure them out, but I don't know how to get them besides just to get the letters up. I don't know. Well, Science Kid is Sid, and then the Spanish pronoun it's going to be S-A or S-O. Goes. Can we get this? Spanner of 11 time zones, that would be Asia. So up is at bat, baseball metaphor. Okay, goes is departs. Bad raps. And bra pads. Yeah, that's a phrase, bra pad. I like that it's bra up here and bar down here. That's a fun synergy. I feel like there's a lot of similar letters in these answers, and I can't explain why, but it just feels that way to me. Okay, let's just do a crosses and downs to round it out. Thor, Ragnarok, actress Thompson. I believe that's Tessa. Tower in the water. I don't know. Hi-Fi Spinners is LPs. You said it is ba. That's another exclamation point one. Preschoolers Wheels is a trike. Trivia contest venues is probably pubs. Could also be bars, but we had wine bars. Restaurant icon McDonald would be Ronald. So then Paul McCartney for one. I don't think we ever looked at that clue, but that is Sir. Minor municipality is town. I think I looked at that one out of the corner of my eye, but didn't mention it. That one is not solved yet. Sharansky, who wrote the memoir Fear No Evil, is Natan. We'll just have to believe it. Yeah, okay. Breakfast that may be prepared overnight. Oats. I love oats. I'm an overnight oats evangelist. It is like... If you ever want the perfect mix of like cheap, easy, nutritious overnight oats, baby. People used to dream of like a sci-fi pill that could, just replace a whole meal and, be super easy. That's what overnight oats is, except it actually tastes good. So I do my own mix because there's like certain things I want to hit just for like health, especially things that are kind of hard to get in a vegetarian diet. So I do my oats, but I also do always a tablespoon of hemp hearts and a tablespoon of chia seeds, which I think are both good for getting you omega-3s. I know definitely the chia seeds get you omega-3s. And the hemp hearts, maybe also omega-3s, but I feel like they have some other benefit that I've totally forgot. And then I put maple syrup as a special treat and usually frozen fruit. Great breakfast. Cantina freebie. I'm thinking like chips and dips, but is this chip or is it dips? I don't feel like a single chip would count as a freebie. Am I totally like misusing the word cantina? Maybe that's not a Mexican restaurant. Melted adhesive. Is it just hot glue? Like a hot glue gun? I think so, because then first grade of high school typically is 9th. I think that's where I got the TH from. So yeah, I think this is just hot glue. Removes a curse. I want it to be bleeps. Because, yeah, then 66 across or down could be Rob Blind. This is going to be Atlanta, which is WNBA's dream on scoreboards. So yeah, bleeps is removes a curse. Like a curse word. You might go on tiptoe in this, a tutu. I should have been able to get that. I was thinking of ballet when I looked at that clue, but I couldn't. I didn't say that out loud that I was thinking ballet, but also I just couldn't go anywhere with it, so I skipped it. Consequences of compliments is ego boosts. Okay, I was more thinking people being embarrassed, but yeah. Didn't I say teaspoon? And I was like, no, it has to be something more medical, probably. Okay, so then this is not tower in the water, it's tower in the water because it's tug. That's funny. Conventioneer's passport is an ID badge. Twinkle toad is agile, word I hear a lot at work. Preceding time is run up, and then Solomonic figures would be sages. So Cantina freebie is agua. That makes much more sense than an individual chip or dips when the clue is not plural. So hopefully we'll hear the music. Excellent. That was a fun puzzle. Even though, or maybe specifically because it's a theme type that I struggle with. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.